Let's go.
All right. We're back, baby. It's September, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our September AMA. We haven't had one of these in over a few weeks at this point. It's been a crazy few weeks. We've saw some crazy things happen, some crazy ups, some crazy downs, some drama, some amazing things. But we're back. We're here. And we have a lot of things that we need to talk about. So let's get right into it. First of all, let's do this and get it out of the way. I want to talk about this first because this is something that I've been trying to work on for the past literal 4 or 5 days, and I've been having a really hard time doing it. And that's compiling all of the winners all of the entries for the giveaway that we had announced, where we're going to be giving away tokens. Guys, I'm telling you right now, straight up, it's almost impossible because we had two um, liquidity pools set up. We had the V2 and the V3. So it's almost impossible for me personally to try to like figure out who the entries are. So what I'm going to do instead of pulling out all the entries, putting it on the wheel, I'm going to just randomly pick somebody, right? And we're going to look into it manually. And if that's random person that we chose is eligible, then what we'll do is we'll choose them as the winner. If the random entry that I chose isn't eligible, then we'll just choose another random person until we find somebody that is eligible. I spent too many hours trying to figure it out for the wheel spin. Just didn't work. So we'll just do it that way. A lot of people also had concerns. They were like, hey, how are you going to give away $25,000 when the market cap is 1.3 mil now, or 1.4 mil, whatever? How are you going to give that away? And yeah, that's a really good point. So when we made the announcement for the giveaway, the market cap was about 15 mil, 14 or 15 mil. So that came out to about 1.4 million or 1.3 million tokens at that current time. So what I'm going to do, because if I give away 13 million tokens, that's just going to ruin the fucking project forever. So we're not doing that. I'm sorry. What we're doing is I'm going to give away the 1.4 million tokens. And then on top of that, if you win, you're getting your one ETH as well. So that's just how it's going to be. I'm not going to give away I'm not going to give away 10% of the fucking project, So just letting you guys know straight up, if there's FUD, there's FUD. I don't care. Like, this is just a decision that I'm making. So we're going to go with that. And with that being said, I don't know if we'll do that right now. We'll probably either do that at the end of the AMA or we'll do that at some point later today. So just letting you guys know what the plans are for that. Makes sense, Roof? Like, did I explain that good enough? Or
Yeah, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Because I even mentioned that, that at the time it was about 1 million, like you said, 1 point something mil. And I think at the time
yeah,
you was meant to even add the token amount, but you just add the dollar amount. So
exactly.
yeah,
It was a
yeah,
silly. It was silly for us to just add the dollar amount and not include the token amount, and then kind of like people were
yeah.
trying to use it against us. But come on, it's like, let's be real, guys. Like, if I give away $25,000 worth of the token, that's gonna make whoever wins the top holder by a absolute long shot. Like, it's not gonna work. So
And I think
uh,
anyone that and Leo, I think anyone that cares about the project would be happy with that decision. I am happy with being one of the top holder in the project. Um, and I know a lot of the other whales had that concern in the project. So like with what you just mentioned, they'll be proper happy with that because they were really concerned about that. And I did say that is exactly that was a mistake that was made at the time. And I think and I was saying Leo
exactly.
may correct it today because I didn't speak to you. I just told him I think you're correct. So good one.
Yeah. I mean, it's the obvious thing to do. Like, if I just decided to do that, it would just kill the project, right? Like, somebody would be able to literally like, nah, I'm not doing that. We're not even going to discuss it further. I mean, if you have any type of understanding, then you get it from our point. If you don't, and you say, hey, you guys have to give away that $25,000 worth of tokens, well, no, we don't. We don't have to do shit. So you guys can figure it out. We're gonna give away what we said we're gonna give away, which is 1.4 million tokens at the time we announced it. And on top of that, additional to that, we're giving whoever wins 1 ETH as well. So that's pretty healthy. That's a happy giveaway to win, man. I'd want to win that. Let's be real. If I won that, I'd be happy. So realistically, it is what it is, right?
100%.
Yeah, if you look at if this is 200 million market cap, you'll get much less, and you'll be upset. So
yeah, exactly.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
This guy again. Oh man, yo, this community is crazy, bro. I love this community. We have like a mix of everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Oh man, yo, okay, let's talk about some things, man. So let's talk about these crazy candles, right? Day one, Sato launch. What do we see? Has anybody here, tell me in the chat, you don't have to unmute yourself. Have you ever seen a 3 million % candle? Has anyone seen a 3 million % candle?
Only one.
Only one, right?
Only one.
Is that a record? Like, come on, let's be real. Is that a record? Like, what we accomplished in like a week's time with Shibadoge and all of those milestones was pretty much shattered. Those records were shattered in a matter of 12 hours on Sato. It blows my mind, bro. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a 3 million % candle. I don't even think I've ever seen a 2 million % candle. But I think that was our biggest. I think that was our biggest downfall too, man. I think the project grew too fast, bro. And some people will probably listen and say, "What are you talking about? How will the project grow too fast?" I woke up the following day of launch, and my DMs were packed. Like, I never talk about this because I don't like to dox people, which I'm not going to dox anyone right now anyway. But people were hitting me up, bro. Oh my god, my 1 ETH turned to 15 ETH. Holy shit, you guys killed it. Blah blah blah. A lot of people who took profits were doing their thing, and I was like telling them like, yo, congratulations, but like we're only like 12 hours old. Like let the project grow. But the thing is, in one day we accomplish what projects accomplish throughout their lifetime, right? So it's like you can't really blame these people for taking the profits either. But then it's like it hurts because it's like instantly like your biggest candle is that, right? And that's what we saw. We pushed hard for like the few following days after that all-time high, trying to get back to it, and all we saw was like red after red after red. Now I was like, talking to our marketing partners too and our KOLs and stuff, and we're like, what's going on? Like, we're nonstop shilling it, right? We have like nonstop the top tier KOLs talking about it. People doing like Twitter spaces. Why are we seeing red after red after red? And literally, like in our group chat with all the KOLs and marketing partners, they're like, listen, you guys are downplaying yourselves. Like, most projects that we work with don't even reach a $5 million market cap. Most people don't even reach a $10 million market cap. You guys got 50 in a day and you're still complaining? I'm like, yeah, I'm still complaining because I don't want 50. I want 1 billion, right? And they're like, well, sometimes you get what you get. And I think 50 was that magic number for that launch day. Now, what's one thing that we didn't get? One thing that we haven't gotten, and this is the missing key element right here, is a tweet from Sato herself, actually herself. And here, hold on, let me pull this up. So I want to read this to you guys. But the reason why I want everybody to be tuning in today and listening is because I'm starting a operation, and we're going to call it Operation Sato, or I haven't put a name for it yet. We'll name it at some point. But I want to get her attention. And my legal partners that I've hired, they've gotten her attention, but I feel like we need the community to get her attention, because we know she knows that we exist because she responded back to our team that we hired in Japan, but she hasn't responded with anything else other than, okay, thanks for reaching out type of stuff, you know? So let's see. Let me pull this up and then we'll read it. I want to read to you guys what I sent her. But I'm gonna put together a plan for us to get her attention with the community as well. So no matter what happened and whatever all-time highs we've reached, just know that one tweet from her is going to shatter those records. So like that should be the number one focus with this project, is to get her attention. I'm convinced that that's what it's going to take. I don't think the content is going to matter. I don't think anything is going to matter as much as like us being able to get her attention, and not in a bad way, like, oh my god, hey, we want to use you, like no, man, like I want to reach out. Here, let me just read this. Let me read this and then it'll all make more sense. Hold up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm not going to give any names of the people that we work with or their names, so I'll skip those parts. So, dear blank and blank associates, I hope this message finds you well. I'm reaching out to you on behalf of our organization, Sato, a community-driven project dedicated to helping animals and spreading joy. So as you like, hold on, I'm gonna pause right here. As you can see, like the way that I'm kind of like explaining it to them is not like, hey, we're a token project or we're some kind of like cryptocurrency or whatever. I'm more or less pitching it to them as if, you know, we're just a big community and we all believe in the same thing and the same cause, and maybe we do happen to have some type of you know, project, but realistically, you know, we're inspired by it. So let me continue. I said, our project has garnered a community of thousands of supporters online, and our founders are passionate about expanding our impact through meaningful partnerships. We are interested in establishing a collaboration with Atsuko Sato, known on social media as Kibosu Mama, to support a charitable cause in Japan. Specifically, we would like to make a $100,000 donation to a charity of her choice in exchange for support or interaction on Twitter with our project. To ensure that this process is conducted properly and legally in Japan, we are seeking the assistance of your firm, blank, to help us reach out to Atsuko Sato and facilitate the potential partnership. We would greatly appreciate your expertise in helping us navigate any legal complexities. Anyway, you guys get the point. Like the rest of it is all just legal mumbo jumbo, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But anyway, like they took us on, right? Like they took us on. They're like, okay, cool. Like we'll reach out to her. You know, we pay them their money and nothing crazy, right? They didn't charge us an arm or a leg or anything. Like just whatever fees are associated with them having to do their work. And they reached out. So they reached out. They did get a response back that she's aware of the message and whatnot. So, but that's the furthest they were able to get. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe we were kind of going off too hard, and you know, maybe she doesn't want to be used as a figure for, you know, like in exchange for a tweet or interaction with social media. I guess I don't know if maybe that's what made her get turned off, or maybe none of that. Maybe everything is all kosher and everything is good, and you know, this is just me speculating. But what we could do as a community, and we have all of this great content, and I'll go ahead and share an album with all of our content as well in Telegram. So everybody has the content on hand too. And let's just like rate every post that she's got. Maybe not all the ones that like currently exist, but like, you know, just set notifications on her posts. Whenever she makes a new post, let's go comment something on it. Like, let's be like, yo, we want to help you with your cause. Like, we want to donate. We want to make sure that we can help dogs and cats, and you know, just whatever you believe in. It could be anything. We're all about supporting you, and you know, this project was started because you inspired a movement for it, and we go from there. I feel like anything that we do is not going to be as powerful as being able to get a endorsement from her. That's the one thing that's going to send this project. That's the only thing that's going to send us to 100, 200 plus $1 million market cap. Sad to say, I don't think anything else is other than that currently in like the short term. So that should be the number one goal. That should be the number one focus. And realistically, that's what we're going to need to focus on. And I can't do that by myself. I'm going to need the community to do it. I know we had a lot of people doing it when we first launched, but it was kind of subliminal and it wasn't organized. So let's try to organize something. I've been putting together a lot of extra content on the side, which over the next couple of days I will share with you guys. I know the market cap isn't where we want it to be, guys. Let's be real. I don't want it to be this low. You don't want it to be this low. Doesn't make me happy. I know it doesn't make you happy. We do what we can. We do what we can. We bring the projects out in a healthy fashion, in a healthy way. We do things that we have to do to make sure the projects have the volume. Even right now, if you look at LBank, I think yesterday night, LBank, Sato had the number 13 or number 12 highest volume on all of LBank. So we spend money to make sure that these projects are seen, right? And what do people look for nowadays? They look for volume. And all the volume, by the way, was pretty much organic on day one, which was pretty insane. We had $20+ million in volume on day one. So the narrative caught fire. And I don't even think it might have just been the narrative. It's also our reputation as a community and our reputation as a Launchpad. We're 2 for 2 on Launchpads right now. We're 2 for 2 in terms of amazing launches. Sure, they didn't hold up. You could give us that. You could say hey, look at your launches now. You guys reached monumental heights, and then you're just back into the 1 or 2 or 3 mil. Guys, that's how crypto works sometimes, man. You can't control that. What I can control is bringing these projects to life and introducing them, and then literally Roof knows. I tell Roof every time I'm transparent with him because I talk to him a lot. He's my boy. He knows how much money we spend on these projects. We spend a lot. I told him the other day, I was I don't know how many more times I could lose 300 or 400K before I have to be I don't want to do this shit anymore. So I spend a lot, guys. We spend a lot, but we don't just do it because we have to. We do it because we want to. We have fun doing this type of stuff. The adrenaline that you get when you're bringing something new to life, the adrenaline that you get when the project that you worked on is well received by people, and it's just fun. And I think the funnest part about it is that following morning when I woke up and people were just thanking me, and you feel like you're some kind of amazing figure because that they're saying all this nice stuff. And then fast forward 3 days later when the market cap is dipped, and now instead of getting all those nice messages, you're getting all bad messages. And then just you have this roller coaster of emotions. One day you're extremely happy, the next day you're extremely depressed and sad because you think you're doing something wrong. No, I don't think there is right or wrong. I sat down, I told myself, I said, listen, as long as we keep doing things morally, doesn't matter what anyone says or how you feel, just keep doing it, right? This is our community at this point. If people don't like it, they can leave, because realistically, for every one person that leaves, 2 people will join. And that's just how it is, because we're gonna have if we already don't, I don't know if there's any Launchpad that exists that is better than ours, and we're only 2 launches in. So we already have one of the most successful Launchpads in existence in all of crypto right now, and we're going to just keep making it better and better. We have some bots coming out too, guys. I want to talk to you guys about this. We have some trading bots coming out. I know you guys are aware of Bonk Bot and Banana Gun and things of that nature. We're making our own. It's going to be better than everything else. We may not market it like crazy like everything else, but it's kind of like a if you know type deal. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have our own trend bot. We're gonna have our own buy bot. We're gonna have all of that. So we're doubling down on the society. We're doubling down on all of the products the society has to offer, and yeah, it's just gonna look really, really healthy and really good moving forward. I'm gonna pause myself for a second and take a sip of water. So I'll be right back. Hold up.
Hi Leo, one more question. Hi, Leo.
Hello. Yeah, he's just going to get a drink of water. So let him finish, bro, and then jump in, okay? Because he's still he's still talking about the project. So the questions he's gonna take after. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, bro.
Fly me to the moon and let me play.
All right, I'm back. Wow, Roof, you had some like elevator, like some "we'll be right back" type music playing, huh?
Yeah, bro.
We will be right back following these short disturbances by our partners.
Intermission, bro.
Yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, guys. So I think, look, personally, that's the best route to go, is to get her attention. At least we should be focusing our efforts there for now. Because look, like, the narrative is the narrative, right? The narrative is a great narrative. It can't get better or worse than what it is, right? In terms of the narrative. So we just have to make her understand what it is. And realistically, like, we don't want her to just like help us, and we're not going to help her. We vocally want to help donate a large sum of money to something that she believes in. So, you know, it definitely has a lot of upside for her too. And we're not doing this with like bad intention. Like, we're not trying to be like, hey, let's take advantage of her or whatever. Like, that's the complete opposite. Like, we have a massive community of people that would have their lives changed if she were to make a tweet. So realistically, you know, she'd be helping a lot of people out too. But what do you think, Roof? Like, do you think that's something that we can organize pretty easily in terms of like wanting to send a message out her way? Or do you have any input? Or maybe you don't like the idea at all? You guys can step up and tell me what you think of it.
So I think it's a great idea. It's just we gotta be careful how we do it, right? Because, you know, if we send the community, I already done a post under one of her posts about 3 or 4 days ago, and I just put on there, like, she was talking about her blog, and I just said that, you know, I went in, I read your blog, and it was really nice, and that was it. You know what I mean? Then I just told the community to go and raid my post, and just put
Yeah.
some nice comments under it. So I didn't hit her with the, you know, check out Sato and all that. I'm just trying to introduce myself to her gradually. Maybe she may like one of my comments, you know, something. And then if she sees me enough, I may be able to even send her a little DM and say, hey, you know, how are them dogs or whatever, you know, it could be anything, bro. Like, I could just
Yeah, for
start
sure.
getting to know her. But you don't want the whole community just go in there, and you know how we raid and we put dollar Sato and everything. It's like she's gonna be like, "What the hell?" You know?
No, exactly. That we can't do it that way. If we do it that way, it's gonna look jank. We can't have it look jank. Somebody had a good question here in the chat. They said, Leo, update us with what the VC plans are and the roadmap. So, VC plans. Let's talk about that a little bit, because a lot of people are curious on that. And I know they're curious, but without even that message coming out, because the guy from our VC messaged me the other day. He was like, hey, this is the first, and this is funny. He's like, but we have people reaching out to like confirm, is our partnership like legit or not? He's like, we're replying to everyone. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's funny that people are reaching out to you guys though. So let's talk a little more about VC stuff. So the VC stuff is pretty promising. It's good, but let me be very clear. It's only good if you're at a certain like part of your project. Because right now, if we make a certain deal with the VC, we're pretty much giving them the entirety of the project, and we're not going to do that. I'm not going to give our project away. But if we were at like 20, 30 mil or 40 mil a market cap, then you give away much less of the project to those people. And you know, at that point, you still control the project. You still control all the decisions being made. You know, giving a VC anything sub 5 mil, 10 mil market cap, you're pretty much giving them full control of everything. If they don't like what they're seeing, they're not in the business of losing money. So what they do is they'll pretty much just dump all the tokens, or they'll just abandon it. So that's not what's going to happen. They don't have bad intentions. They're good people. That's a really good VC. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and the way that people operate businesses are they don't like to lose money. So they definitely give you a deal that's only in their favor, because they know that like most projects don't have the funds to do things themselves. Unfortunately, we're different. We have funds to do things ourselves, right? Like, I don't need a VC to pay for my trending or my whatever, like I don't need that. What I need is to be like, hey, I want you to invest $1 million that I could put into the chart, and then we'll figure out how to pay you back. So that's a conversation that we've had with them, and they are open to doing that. But there are some contingencies, and there are some things that we have to look into in terms of like, hey, we can't do that. First of all, we can't do that at 1 mil market cap. Second of all, is it worth doing it even post 1 mil market cap? Because at the end of the day, it's like they're not just going to give you $1 mil and not take that money back. Like, they're going to take their returns and some. So just being 100% fully transparent, like, the VC stuff is good. It just it needs to be done correctly, and at these market caps, it's just not feasible to do it, man. Like, we have to grow the market cap before we could do that. So they're good people. I talk to them daily. I enjoy having the connection. And okay, let's see what he says. He says, "How about your Shibadoge community? We have faith in you. Have any of them taken you on with your proposal?" What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What proposal do you mean? And I'm not sure I understand the question.
Yeah, I think the best catalyst is what you mentioned. Trying to get her to just say something about us on her X account, and that's it.
Yeah, 100%, dude. That's the number one thing, because it's like, okay, look, like, let's say we work our ass off as a community, and all the sell pressures go. Like, I don't even know who the fuck is selling right now. Like we were 1.4 mil when we started this, and now we're like down to 1.1. But it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, once the sell, like, weird sell pressure that's happening right now is gone, which hopefully it is, and let's say we work our asses off and we get this back up to 10 mil, and it takes a week or 5 days or 10 days or whatever the hell it takes for us to do that. Nothing will take it past that 100, 200 mark faster than just literally one tweet from her. Like, one tweet from her, and that's all it's going to take. She never tweets out any project, man. I think the only project that she actually ever like interacted with was Neiro. And we saw how that went. Like, they were chilling at like 200 plus mil market cap. Yeah.
But I think because of the direction we're taking, because we're all about charity, right? I think it may just work, man, because that's what she's all about, and we genuinely are doing it. Like, we've done a lot of charity events in our ecosystem before as well. It's not just for this. We've done it, like, we've done all kinds of charity stuff before. So I think she may like it, man, if she comes and sees the artwork, and everything just revolves around that her Sato, right? And it's not
Right.
disrespectful or anything like that. It's all nice memes, and it's. I mean, if I was to see, I'd be like, yo, these guys are really doing a great job, and they're being nice in the way they're doing it, because you get the memes, the dancing all dirty and all that. I don't think she's gonna like any of that. She's
No,
gonna like
of course not. She's not that
Yeah.
type of person. She's not that like,
Right.
she's like she really is a good like person. Like, she doesn't just do that as like a show or an act for her for her social media presence or something. Like, she actually is just like genuinely a good person. So yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't
Yeah.
appeal to her. It has to be in her ballpark.
Yeah, man.
Leo,
What's up, brother?
how's it going? It's Shiba Capital.
Yep. How are you?
Good. I have questions. So I know you said like we're gonna, focus on, getting her attention, right? By, kind of rating her posts and stuff like that. Well, I thought like, as the website also says, is like we'll continue to do charity events, donations and stuff like that. Is that out the door or like, how's that
No,
happen?
it's definitely not out the door. I mean, we just contributed a few $1,000s just the other day for the September 6th event that we've got, and we're going to be feeding tons of animals in need on that day as well. In the same fashion, we're going to be feeding people at the September 6th event. So
Right.
no, we're still going to continuously keep donating money and keep doing things for the cause. So yeah, no,
Right.
it's not out the door. I just can't do it every day, bro. Like if we do it every day, then
Oh no, of course not. Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking, right? So I think the big for me, this is like as a community member, seeing is that we launched, and in the first 3 or 4 days, we had a lot of calls. We did a lot of spaces, and KLs were talking about it. But then while everything was going down, a lot of basically the reason was because we're going down, it's red market, whatever, the killers don't want to talk about it. But I felt that our approach on this one was that the narrative is great, right? That we're doing charitable contributions. I feel like there are other mature KOLs that are not Degen KOLs that could have.
So sorry, I'm before you continue, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah.
So anything that you guys know or think about KOLs that isn't related to money or business, it's completely 100% false. These people do, as much as some of them are really good people and I have good relationships with them, they're all the same. They're all the same. It doesn't matter what background they're from. It doesn't matter what race they are. It doesn't matter what chain they're from. It doesn't matter what project got them famous. It does not matter. All they care about, the only thing that they care about is pay me now so I could start talking about your project. That's it. That's all they care about. But as soon as there's one red day, I don't want to call out a red project. I only deal with green projects. That every single KOL. I had 60 plus KOLs on Sato. They're all the same. Every single one of them are the absolute same. Doesn't matter if it's your tier ones or your tier threes, they all operate the same way. It's a business. It's just a straight up business. The reason why they don't call red projects is because how on like Instagram, if you go on like a girl's page and you see like her and you're like, oh my God, this girl lives the perfect life. She's beautiful. She has like a nice car. She's always happy. And every single post is like a highlight post. Every girl always posts, or every guy too, even nowadays on social media, they only post the best stuff. They don't post their bad days. They don't post themselves like pissed off in the corner, sad because they had a bad day, and like say, oh, hey, here's a selfie of me being sad. They don't do that. Same way with KOLs, same way with charts. When the charts are green, it's a good day. They post, they do something. When the charts are red, they're like, oh, stay away. Let me go find something else to do. Or sometimes let me just be quiet. That's just how it is, man. These KOLs, you need them. But it's like they can only do so much, and a lot of times they're worse for your project than not. Like I'm not going to dox anybody, but some of those big cells that you saw, some of them are KOLs, but and it's fucked up because at the same time that those KOLs are selling, they're also telling their communities to buy, and they're using their own communities as exit liquidity. It's just a dirty business, man. Being like a KOL it's if you guys are listening and you're KOLs in here, I don't think there's any in here that I know, but I mean, I don't know how you guys do it. I wouldn't be able to do that job, bro. Like, it's a dirty job, but it is what it is. I guess that's just how they operate.
But I feel like there was a good 2 weeks of non events that we had Like, what are we gonna do besides go raid on proposed? Like, are there any going to be like more spaces,
Well,
VC?
all of those
Yeah.
people that we've partnered with, it's not like just a one-time deal where you pay them once and they only talk about you once. No, like we have partnerships with all these guys. So if things start picking up and we start going back on the rise, all of our KOLs still have holdings in their projects. None of them are like fully sold out and gone. Like Overdose still holds a massive bag. A lot of these massive tier one KOLs, Doge and Poe, all those guys, they've never sold a single token. Like they still hold massive bags. They're all still on board. Um, but it's not the KOL's job to be like, hey, let me like pump this, because they can't. They know they can't, man. It's not like just like any KOL go out there and make a post and it pumps. That's not how it works. It's they don't
I'm
have
not
as
talking
much
about
pull as people think.
using
Yeah.
KOL. I'm talking more about within this society, are we going to have more constant updates and like stuff like that? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, look, like the society, the phase where it's in right now, like um it's still in its infancy. This is when did we create it? Like 2.5, 3 months ago, 4 months at most. Um, sure, it's like an eternity in crypto. Like one day in crypto feels like fucking 10 days. But this still is in its infancy. Like this is so eventually, probably within the next couple of weeks, Telegram is going to change up quite a bit. We're gonna have topics. I'm sure you guys have been in those Telegram channels that have like a bunch of little tabs and different topics, like a general chat and then like a Sato chat, AMC chat. Like, I want to test that out. Also, especially with the implementation of the bots that we're bringing in, it's going to change the game for a lot of um, people. I know a lot of people use those Telegram trading bots as well. So hopefully ours is better and more useful to people, and that'll help grow the society as well. But even if it's not, it's just something cool for us to be able to offer. Like it's free; it's not going to cost anybody a thing to use, and it's just perks of um, our community. But yeah, you're right. Like more constant updates and things of that nature need to happen, and I need to put together a team for just constant updates and whatnot as well. As much as I would like to do them all myself personally, I deal with 1.5 million things on a daily basis, man. Like literally, and people will say like, oh well, it's not that hard for you to like come in and give us an update every day. Sure, it's not. But sometimes it's like when your head is not in the right place and you're doing 1 million things and you're trying to focus on certain things, um, it's hard to put together a lot of talking points. Because me personally, like I don't like typing and talking as much as I do coming up and vocally speaking out to you guys. You guys all know this. I've been doing this for 3+ years. Like I'm just a better speaker than a typer. So that's my that's my
I think community, I think, held it very well, on the chat and VC. But I think something, I don't know, some kind of things that happen, not every day, obviously, a couple 3-4 days, at least once every weekend, you know what I mean, like where we can get together, just chill space kind of things. I think that would be nice. Also, like on the space as well. And I guess I have two more questions. One is, would you look into like staking?
So we do want to look into staking. That's something that I talked about earlier as well. It just with staking, I feel like there is certain ways to do it so that you're not considered. We're in the United States, right? So we follow the laws down here, and um, my legal team doesn't like it. But there are like loopholes, and there are certain different ways that you could do it where you get away with it. It's something that we need to make a decision on, and I can't give the decision on that right now. So
Okay.
yeah.
And I guess last point is, if you want to raid Kabosu mom, like let me know, because as you know, I can read, speak Japanese, and I can interpret it, her blogs and appropriately. Because some projects took it a totally wrong way and make fake, projects and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, and also like, I can say like, I think we can organize like, okay, here's what we want to say with this post specifically, you know what I mean? So if you need that side of language kind of thing, like let me know.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm reading the chat right now. Anna is saying, so if it will not work out with Sato, KOLs are not talking about us. VC is not going to help with the chart. What is the plan to move our market cap up? Because till now, nothing was working. So look, that's the thing with crypto is there is no secret sauce. There is no one thing that you do that works to make your market cap go up. It's just like it's supply and demand. Like how can we raise the market cap when on every uptick there is some G selling? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these people can't hold their tokens if their life depended on it. It's not how it used to be in 2021. In 2021, everyone was diamond hands. Now everybody is just like in it for like a 2 or 3x, or even a 2 or 3x on the opposite side, and they're out. Like it's just weird. The way that the crypto market is now compared to what the crypto market was when I got in is completely different. Like everyone has TikTok brain. Nobody has and what I mean by TikTok brain is the attention span is like they're always off to the next thing, like before they can even realize what's going on with the first thing that they're in. And that's our biggest issue, man. And I was talking to Peter and Max about this the other day. They're like, guys, there's so much fun in the chat. Like, people are down from, a lot of people bought like 30 mil or 20 mil or whatever. And I was like, guys, like, yeah, I mean, what can we do? Like, what about the people that are messaging us that bought at like 10 mil and sold at 50, or bought at 2 mil and sold at 30? Or, we can't control all of that. Like, what we could do is just continuously keep doing what we're doing. We'd never control the price. Like, if I could control charts and I could control prices, we'd all be multimillionaires right now. Like
Exactly.
it's just not in my power to do it.
Yeah.
I have a certain step procedure of things that we do, and we just follow that all the time. And show me one project that sustained their all-time high. Like nobody really does. There was this one project that I was looking at over the week, because a lot of our KOLs that we worked with were pushing this, right? It was called Bruh. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Did you see it, Roof?
Yep.
I'm sure you followed it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's use that as an example, just to show you that like this space is so similar to one another, and it's fucked up because nobody knows how to hold. But Bruh was 20 mil, and now it's 3 mil. And every single one of the same KOLs that we onboarded, all those big faces, they were all on the same project there too. It got up to 20 mil, and now it's back down to 3 mil in a matter of 1 or 2 days. And it's just gonna, that's just
But
how
Leo,
this shit happens. Yeah.
like I saw a project recently, man. It shot up to 25 mil, and it came down to 1 mil. That didn't have any of those KOLs. It's just simply it goes up, and the early investors decide they're gonna sell, and they bring it down to 1 mil. And then you have your diamond hands, man, that are left, right, like me, and there's a load of other people in the community. Now I think is where the community come together and push it, and we start taking it up, because this is the floor, right? This is where everyone's holding. There's no more.
100% Roof.
Yeah.
That's the fucking key right there, bro. Like why is the other Neiro becoming more successful than the Cabal Neiro? Why? Because it's in their name, CTO, community taker. Like the community needs to want it. They can't just be like, what's the dev gonna do? Because the dev does what the dev does. Like I did what I did. I hired everybody. I paid everybody out of my own pocket. I hired all the people that we needed to do to have on board. I paid for all of the trending. I pay, like, trending is like $7,000 a day, guys. I paid for like a month full of trending. You do the math. I'm not just not trying. Like I put my money where my mouth is. Sometimes it just needs that extra push. And I'm not saying like our community doesn't do that. Our community 100% does that. We have an amazing community. It just You know, sometimes
Consistent.
you, yeah, sometimes it's just random. Like you just like consolidate for however amount of time, and then something
Boom.
happens. Like boom, exactly. Like
Yeah.
look at, I'm going to use AMC as an example, right? AMC is one of our projects that we have in the back burner right now. No one's really talking about it right now. Nobody's really talking about it. But what are people going to do when they wake up in one random day and they see AMC is sitting at like 15 mil market cap? They're gonna be like, "What the fuck? This was completely not on my radar. What happened? How is this 15 mil market cap?" It doesn't matter how. It just matters that it can be, and that's the beautiful part about crypto, right? And all it takes, like I said, is one like political or one big thing to happen in Politify for AMC to be at an all-time high again. And the same thing with like, Sato has its own narrative and Shibadoge has its own narrative. And like, just because these projects are down from their all-time highs doesn't mean they're down for the count.
Exactly.
Crypto is just that way. Your favorite project that you invested in and that got you into crypto in the first place, where's it at now, right? Like if you go look back, chances are that project is done. Like that's what sucks, and it's abandoned. The difference between us is we never abandon not a single one of our projects, because we know that one day, like all of our projects that we come out with have a purpose, and one day every project is going to have its day again. So we don't abandon any of our things. We don't say like, hey, this is done, we're closing shop on this forever. Like, no, that's never the case. Anything that we bring to life, it, even whether it's successful or not at this current state, we always keep it in our back burner, and we always, during our team meetings, we talk about every single project that we've ever been involved with. We always
Yeah,
do,
bro.
and there's a reason for that.
Yeah. No matter which project you look at, Leo, every project out there has got GT down. Do you know what I mean? It always gets GT down. Doesn't matter if it's at KOLs or no KOLs. Like when it
Hmm.
shoots up, if it goes to 20, 30 mil, I've watched a lot of projects and they come straight down. They'll come down to like 1 mil. Like recently I watched one, it went to 20, 25 mil. And then within a couple of days, it came down to 1 mil. And that's where the community came in and they're like, yo, let's raid. They weren't like dev. They were like, guys, let's get to work. Let the community get to work. And when people come in the Telegram and see a positive flipping community that's pushing, going on X and raiding every day, right? That just by looking at that, people invest just by seeing a community raiding. We got KOLs coming in saying to me, Ruth, like Walter came in the other day. He's like, Ruth, jump on the culture show, like it's free. You know what I mean? Come and jump on, come and say a few words. Why did you do that? Because we had a lot of people raiding at that time, and he just jumped in. So now it's the community's turn, bro. Like to start pushing it back up, right? And then the devs are always man. Like once we start moving it back up, I know you guys will jump back in and be like, okay, these guys have started to make it run again. Let's like market the hell out of it. Let's get all the KOs back. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then we shoot. And that's what you done with Shibadoge. I remember Shibadoge was going flat. It was a flat 3 mil. Then it slowly, gradually went up to 6 mil because community started working on it. Community took it up to 6 mil. Went sideways for flipping God, 3 weeks or something. And then from there it went boom, straight to 275 mil. And that's, well, it went to 100 mil, but you guys, as it was going up, you guys obviously came in with all the marketing. I told people you spent hundreds of thousands at that moment in time. And with that push that you guys did and the community at the same time, we took it to 275 mil. And I think we've got a stronger community on this, bro. So I think that if we continue, the community continues working and pushing it, and we start getting this, the Jeets are out. The Jeets are out, guys. They've sold. It's community holding the floor now. It's all of us guys here are holding that floor. If we don't sell and we stay, we keep it, we just keep pushing it, people are gonna start buying, and that market cap will gradually go up now. And that's when the devs will come in, man. Like Leo, Max, Peter, Alex. And when we push it up, they'll come in. I know them that well. They will start jumping in and be like, yo, get everyone on board, man. Let's help the community take it to the next level. And that's where the devs come in. But the devs can't do nothing now. Like no KOL can do anything now. The only people that can do something now is every single one of you in here. If you turn up daily and raid, I put raids out daily. Do the raids and go out. Tell people about the narrative. Obviously, what Leo said. We'll try and communicate with Sato as well. And that's all we need, bro. Like I think that's all we need, bro, for us to do this.
Yeah, 100%, man. And go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, thanks, bud. Well, thanks for popping in today, Leo. Always love hearing your voice. Love your energy.
Thank you.
Your dialogue, man, is definitely echoed a lot of stuff that I've said in other VCs. You're 1,000% right. I think there's a big learning curve in this space with a lot of people. You're right. Nobody can hold anymore. It's actually very discerning to watch. I believe the narrative that you have crafted is the one. We just have a behavioral in the marketplace right now. It's just not letting it happen. But I have one question for you. No pressure with anything. Obviously, we primarily go through Roof because you're one hell of a busy man. If there is a silent select group of us that are able to help come up with additional mechanisms for help being able to push this in the right, it's not really in a wrong direction, it's in its direction, but help it grow and move towards the path that you want it to. Would you be receptive to having some sideline conversations with a very small, tight group of people? Obviously, with yourself and Roof, it's very strategic. I believe.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm always ears for all kinds of suggestions, especially if it comes from, somebody who's part of our community. So, Roof, if you're already in contact with Sean, I don't know if you guys have open DMs or whatnot. Just loop me in, create a group chat, and I'll hop in.
I was gonna say, like, Sean I went onto one of his bases the other day. Well, it was him and a few of his like close knit people, and to tell you, man, they've got some strong people on there, man. Like there's some guys doing. I think what was he doing, Sean? One of the guys, he was a AI guy, wasn't he? Something to do with AI, and then you had another guy that was doing some other part.
Yeah. I don't want to elaborate too much on that, but there are a few people in here now. We're decently connected with people in the space. I think that could help in a very authentic way. Obviously, the ethos that you bring to this, Leo, are very admirable. Obviously, when we listen to Shiba Capital, how you approach her is extremely specific, especially if she's traditional, right? People also need to understand that Japanese culture, Asian culture, very different, very, very
all
different.
About respect. They're all about respect. That's all it is.
100%. So, in short, again, I don't want to sit here with a whole bunch of verbal diarrhea. I think there are definitely people that can help, definitely with strategizing and getting on the same platform to help everybody. And as you know, Leo, it's all sometimes, it's not always, you're right. You've done everything you possibly can, and it comes to people coming together. And sometimes it's just different people helping push in different directions, but the same direction, if that makes sense, right? And I do strongly believe that a handful of the people you have in here right now can definitely help and work with you as well as help the community. So we'll reach out to Roof again soon. Obviously, the dialogue you shared today is actually really awesome for me because it gets my juices going a little bit more. And the fact that Mr. Capital there is able to help be a bit of a liaison with some of that is a huge aid. So I'll mute myself now, but thanks again. And
perfect, brother. Hey, man, thank you for coming up. Yeah, we'll be in touch, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to show me. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Awesome, thank you.
I'll open up a group with us, and you can
perfect.
I'll forward all that info into that group, and yeah, it was a great space the other day. By the way, I mean, I don't know if you're aware. I went on to one of their spaces.
I saw you were on one. I didn't listen in, bro. So yeah. But I saw you're in one.
Yeah. And there's some blockchain guys in there and stuff. So it was interesting. But yeah, that was good. Went on a Pablo show as well. Don't know if you were aware. Went on to the Pablo show, and man, he ended up buying out of all the tokens
Yeah,
that
I saw
came up
that.
on the show.
I saw that.
Yeah, he bought
Yes. Yeah, I
ours.
saw that
That
one.
is crazy, man. Like,
Now you're killing it
literally.
with the Twitter Spaces and stuff, bro. You're absolutely crushing it. It's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Mm,
one thing I also like, as Sean was speaking, and um, I was listening to what he was saying, but one thing crossed my mind. With he said you've done everything you possibly can, and when he said that, that word triggered something in my head. Um, I feel like a lot of what we've done, obviously, we spent a lot of money, right? Obviously, anything you do in this crypto space, it's so competitive that the prices are just jacked up through the roof, whether that's hiring a KOL or whether that's paying for trending on Dextools or whether that's paying for trending on Telegram. I mean, trending on Telegram on each of the um, buy bots on Safeguard and on Vitech, it costs over 1 ETH per day each. So we were multiple uh, trending on both of them every single day. So that's 2 ETH per day just on that. And we did that for literally like a month straight, probably, or like not a month straight, but for like at least 2.5 weeks straight. Um, so yeah, it all adds up. But I'm thinking, and like I'm like, okay, after like day 3, does that even matter? Like, does the trending even matter as much? What if instead of saying, okay, let me do the math here. I'm not a human calculator, but I have my iPhone here, which could calculate. So 2 times, let's say 15. That's 15 days. That's 30 ETH. 30 times 2,600 or whatever ETH is right now. I'm not even looking. That's $78,000, right? 2 weeks just on Telegram trending. That's only on Telegram trending. I'm thinking like, is it worth it to just do that, or is it better to just inject that $80,000 into the project? It would probably be better for me to just buy 2 ETH per day on the project, wouldn't it? Or would it be better to just keep doing the Telegram trending? I don't know. Like, what's the right answer? Because I'm thinking, okay, if I could buy 2 ETH per day, then cool, let me do that. But what if this Telegram trending is bringing in more than 2 ETH per buy? But the difference is, if I buy 2 ETH worth of the project, I could just burn it or just hold it and never have that sell pressure. Whereas the people that I'm attracting with the trending every day, obviously they're not gonna hold or burn. Like these people, like I'm saying, they have bird brain. They buy something and then they see the next thing trending and they're onto that. So it's like it's hard to keep a good holder base nowadays. It's very, very hard to keep like a strong holder base. It's not like how it used to be in 21, man.
yeah, I think Sonny, you trying to say
Hey,
something,
Leo.
bro? Or you hot Mikey? Oh, I think that's okay. Good. Go ahead, TD.
Somebody was trying to say something. TD,
Hey, Leo. This is TD. How are you?
what's up, brother? Good. How are you?
Hey, very nice, very nice. Hey, I've been wanting to tell you, first and foremost, this is such a great opportunity. I've been here through the ecosystem since back in the day, right? 21, I guess,
Yep.
or 22. Yeah. So my point was, I think we've done a whole bunch of ecosystem within the ecosystem, whole bunch of launches. I think we've all collectively learned so many things. You've given all of us an opportunity to, get exposed to, you know, um, various forms of NFTs and various forms of tokens, coins, with not coins, I guess we're all called meme tokens, right? So tokens.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, thank you. I think this is a great opportunity, and I think we have tried so many, and I think this is at a point where you've done a whole bunch. All of us, have a great amount of trust when you launch these projects. We all come back. Um, I think the only thing I would like to check is, we've done on this one. We can keep trying a few additional things, like you were saying. But at some point in time, I think we have to either say, hey, whenever it takes off, maybe I'm not saying throw the towel on this, but at some point in time, it will you know either take off or carry on a journey on its own, I guess, right?
Yeah.
After, yeah. So my question then is, one of the great pulls that we have as a community with you is you give us all an opportunity to invest again. So is the next token, on the horizon? Do you see in the storyline of our society?
So obviously we are a launchpad, and I'm not going to come out here and say like we're never going to launch another token again. That's not true. We obviously are a launchpad, and we're going to continuously keep doing it. But there is nothing on the horizon where it's like, hey, next week we're going to launch something. Like, no, like there are a few projects that. So when we were building Sato, we have a team. We have kind of like an invisible team that you guys have never met, and they're not really on Telegram or anything like that. They're my creative team. They're my team that we just run a bunch of our ideas through, and what they do is they take notes of all of our ideas, and they take notes of all of our visions, and take notes of all of the direction that we give them, and they build out different scenarios. So there are a few things that we've had like built out in terms of scenarios, in terms of narratives, in terms of like content, in terms of characters, things of that nature. But that's not because we're like constantly like thinking like, oh hey, let's have the next thing ready to launch. It's just because when you have a good idea, and if you don't act on it, that idea is gone forever. You're not gonna act on it then. So whenever we have like a good idea on something, we pass it down to our creative team, and we have them like start building something out for it. But yeah, no, nothing is like set in stone for a next launch or anything like that. And you made some good points, man. Like at some point, you're just gonna have to be like, okay, like it's gonna have its own journey. And I wanna additionally say something to that. Like any of the projects that we've ever worked on, the only project that I've ever thrown the towel in on is Da Vinci. That's the only project that I've given up on. Like, I don't think that project. I don't think Da Vinci had legs because the launch was just disastrous with the way that it got botted and everything. Like, that's the only project where I don't have hope. Every other project, Shibadoge, Burn, Gold, AMC, Sato, all of them, they all I believe are going to be something that can live on forever, and their days will come again, right? Like obviously Shibadoge has like $3 million plus just in liquidity alone, and it's sitting at like a $5 million market cap. Like one day that's going to pump again. Burn, one day that's going to pump again. Gold, one day that's going to pump again. And it's very like the other day I just trended gold for like just a couple hours because I was trying to like have like a proof of concept, and all of a sudden like from in that telegram there was no action, and then all of a sudden people started talking again like, oh shit, what's going on here? So that's the thing, is like these projects don't die, they just stay on back burners until their time comes again. But you're right, with Sato there's a really good narrative here, and I don't want to just give up on it as easily as people would think. So we definitely want to try to get her attention, man. Yeah,
Definitely. Leo, one more question I think you had just indicated just now is, you're looking at working at different types of bots and things like that.
Yep.
Now, would that be one of them, like a banana bot or something where users like us, like investors like us, can use, and there'll be some commission taken driven within the society? I mean, are we trying to make it more self-sustaining in case, like so that
So
we can
you're smarter. You're smarter than I give you credit for, TD. Yeah, man. So one thing that we talked about actually on a team meeting was so these bots have like Banana Bot, I believe, has like a 1% transaction fee, right? So if you buy something using Banana Bot, they charge you 1% back and forth or whatever. Obviously, our bot's going to have a percent as well. And we were talking and we're like, how cool would it be if the revenue that's generated from that just gets piled up and then gets used to be injected and bought back and burned on like certain projects? Like that would be amazing, because if the bot gets popular enough, then you're dealing with, you know, a lot of money to be able to work with, and there's no better way of pumping your own projects than pumping your own projects with, you know, you injecting money into them. And realistically, if you have enough money to be able to inject, you can do a lot. Like if tomorrow I injected 100 ETH into AMC, it would be back at like 20 mil market cap. If I injected 100 plus ETH into Sato, it would be back up to like again like 20 plus mil market cap. That's not considering sell pressure, right? If I inject 100 ETH right now into anything, it's not going to get anywhere, because everyone's just going to cheat it. Or like they're going to be like, "Oh shit, here's 100 ETH, let's all fucking take it." So, yeah, that's just that's the reality of crypto right now. It's like you have to try to make it organic. If it's not organic, people just take advantage of it, because it's like, why would I invest in something that is manipulated, or why would I invest in something that the dev is the only one keeping it afloat? It needs to have its own legs, right? Like, I wouldn't buy something just because it's only one guy keeping it afloat. Like, I would want there to be a community to keep it afloat, and like a strong holder base behind it. And you know, that's what we have to aim to.
Right. So Leo, one other question is, like you said, staking, obviously, in the United States, I think it's considered nowadays a security, right? Or it's leading us towards that. If you stake a token, that means there's an intent that we're giving an indication that the token somehow at some point in time will go up in price. So I think it's considered in that rule of securities. The question that I want to ask is, again, not an idea, just I want to check if there is at some point in time, because we have so many tokens in the ecosystem, right? Not only Sato, but so many others like gold and others. Any one of these tokens, if we can, we can, if you have 32 ETH, we can actually take a node on ETH and we can mine, right? I think that's how mining works.
Because it's proof of work now.
Yeah, proof of stake, but it works. It works with 32. You actually own a node on ETH, and you can actually. So my question is, in any one of our tokens, we can take and collect that into a staking, not a staking, but some kind of repository where you can take that, and if the market cap, or the value of that pool gets to 32 ETH, we can actually take over a node, ETH node, and so we can start mining again. Some share, we can talk about some share, what it can be given to the people who have contributed to it.
So how much would you make? Do you know? I don't know much about mining, so I'm going to ask you.
I think
how much do you make if you own a node?
Yeah, 32 ETH gets you a node. I think every year consistently you get about 2.3 or some ETH back from mining of that node, and depends on. It's not a whole bunch, Leo, but the point is it's self-sustaining at some point in time. I mean, just like you were, at some point in time you were doing staking, right? But that's one thing. But this is more like we have given it to a node, and node is then owned. In this particular case, node will be owned by society or some, right? And we'll all contribute towards it, whoever is interested. And if it gets to 30 ETH or more, right, more people contribute, obviously we can buy more nodes. And then that money in some shape or form is kept with society, because you guys will be monitoring that node, but we will be getting in the returns back in some form. And that way, it'll actually become a business proposition.
Can you name a node? Does that work? Or
when you say name a node, like a ENS name or something, like a wallet?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So nodes, I don't know. I can check. I don't know, Leo. I can check and send you a DM on that. But you can definitely, I think there's a in the form, I think by default they'll give you a node, um, and you can secure that node. I think you can name it. I've not. I don't know if I'll have to go back and check. But my point is, at which point we are not. The token itself is not giving and saying that we are not taking from one hand and paying from the other. We are actually investing it in the node, so it's a different model altogether. And from that investment, we are getting some returns, which is Ethereum in this case, which is a proof of stake platform. And that is what is getting distributed back. Now, one may say, hey, if I have 32 ETH, why do I come into one of these tokens? But what if I don't have 32 ETH, right? Then a collective...
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like it's good for like if I were to get a node, I wouldn't get it and be like, hey, this is only Sato's node or this is only AMC's node. Like I would get it and be like, yo, this is the society's node, and we would kind of like keep growing the society over and over again. I don't know what benefit it would have other than, okay, you get 2 ETH per year. I mean, sure.
The reason is today it may not. Today it may not, but
exactly. But in 5 years from now or 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it will 2 ETH maybe
will be like $40,000, $50,000. It will be
exactly. Don't say that right now because I'm spending so much ETH on this marketing that like when ETH is $40,000 and I look back and say like, hey, I spent 30 ETH on Telegram trending, that's gonna cause me some depression, dude. Because 30 ETH at $40,000 is like over $1 million.
No, I agree. Hey, and thank you for giving us an opportunity here in society. Thank you.
Of course, brother. Thank you, man. And guys, so I'm reading, the same guy keeps typing in about saying, I can't be the only one that has concerns that we're betting on this partnership as our only option. Share your other, you're spreading your energy constantly just saying the same thing, but you haven't gave one other alternative idea other than just saying that 25 times. So if something you think will work better, feel free to share with us, bro.
Leo, I have an idea.
Sure.
You know how like Chewy.com or like Petco.com, PetSmart, they all have these charities that they do?
Yeah.
Would you look into like a more like a corporate sponsorship? Because I've seen other dog, because I think this all really started from Sato, like to be honest. Like a lot of projects are donating, right?
The issue with that is they don't accept cryptocurrency, man. I've looked into some.
Oh, you want to do crypto? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I mean, look, at the end of the day, we are a crypto based or like community, and if I just if I donate a check from my own like corporation,
right,
then I'm not gonna go and dox myself and be like, hey guys, well, I donated. here's the form for everything. By the way, this is me. Like, so it has to kind of be crypto for me. I mean, I'm not too worried about like the tax write-offs and stuff. Like, I don't care less about that. I just rather do something that one, helps animals and charity, but two, more importantly, gives us exposure as well as a community, so
right.
Yeah, it's gotta be crypto.
Yeah, I was trying to see like those kind of positive posts, trying to show the from the X account, like, hey, here's what we did. Obviously we have that event on 9/6, which you guys have spent a lot of money for. I get it, but like I was just thinking like, okay, I don't want to say we're going to compete, but like all the narratives that are out there every single day that you guys are cranking out is great, and I think it takes a lot of time for the graphic people too, but like some kind of hey, here's what we're doing this week or something like that. I think that will help in addition to us trying to reach out to Sato.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah. I'll continue to share some ideas through Roof or whatever. I have, I can just drop a DM to you, whatever you get.
Yeah, I'm thinking because this, like I said, because this guy, Packing Bags, who runs the nonprofit organization that he's pretty much organizing this entire event for us on September 6th. I think he'll be a good connection to talk to after he's done with this. I'm sure he's really busy with this whole event and stuff. So after he's done with the event this week, I'll reach out to him and I'll have him reach out to his own contacts, or maybe he does it himself. Maybe he can donate to one of those corporate charities on our behalf, and I could just send him the crypto or something, So that might be an option as well. So I'll look into it. I know there's always a loophole to everything. There's the saying that you're 15 people away from anybody in the world. If you wanted to talk to Elon Musk right now, you're 15 people away from him. So realistically, you just got to keep talking to people. Same way we're only 15 people away from talking to Sato herself. You just have to talk to the right 15 people, Like I talk to you, you're like, hey, I understand Japanese, I have Japanese culture. Let me talk to my one friend who lives in Japan. He talks to someone else that he knows, and then 15 people down, and then you get to who you need
Leo,
to reach.
how about you send me to Japan for a month, and I'll take my Shiba Inu and go mingle with her in that group. Not gonna mention anything, but then one day she's gonna find my tweet. Like, that was you? Like, we can do that.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to go to Japan in December. I want to take my daughter because Tokyo is beautiful during Christmas time. They decorate the city yeah. So I want to take my daughter there during Christmas time. I love Japan, dude. I mean, maybe I will send you to Japan. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Especially now, it's a good time to go to Japan because you're
weak.
Yeah, yen is weak, so you have almost 2 times buying power out there.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anymore, but
I have a question.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Leo? Can I have an answer to why did you guys decide to?
Why did we decide to what? You cut off.
You just muted.
You removed Sato from the headline on the Telegram. Why did you do that at 1.8 million market cap?
Well, I just changed it back to what it was originally, brother. This was originally the Society Launchpad, and I just set it back to what it was. Just the same way I set my logo back to what it was for my username.
Yeah, I got a lot of people pretty down because they thought the focus was Sato, and then all of a sudden it's like Launchpad. You have newcomers coming in here and looking at the headline, and they don't even see Sato. It doesn't. It made people pretty pissed off considering where we were at market cap. Whatever. I hope at least that you didn't do it like on purpose.
No,
in a negative way or anything.
To do it no, bro. No, that's never the case, man. Listen, like we do everything that we do because of our branding. At the end of the day, the society is a launchpad. And I mean, you do see Sato as soon as you come in here. This is the only thing that we're focusing on and the only thing that we're talking about. So realistically, I didn't even change the market cap when it was at 50 mil market cap. Like I changed it after the fact anyway. So, realistically, that it's just irrelevant. Like this is our branding for our project and for our society launchpad, bro. So yeah, there's no FUD associated with that. Like if anybody comes in here, all they need to do is literally 2 minutes of research and reading and read some pinned messages, and they're like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm in the right place.
By the way, how are we gonna do? How on September 6th we have that event, right? Which is co-sponsored by, sponsored by Society, but it's really AMC and Sato. And I feel like a lot of people still, hold AMC, and they're waiting for, I guess, catalyst, right, or some kind of updates on AMC, and this will be one of them. And I feel like a lot of people are going to try to come back in here, and I feel like we're going to have some kind of because we've been saying like, oh, focus is Sato, but then people are going to come in and AMC, and then right now we don't want to.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's why I want to change the style of the Telegram so that it has the topics. How like it has different channels. So like each project will have its own channel, and then we'll have a general channel. That way people can't be pissed off, right? Like if you come into the Launchpad and just like the homie was just saying, Gotham was just saying, he's like, why'd you change it? Obviously, like that matters to people, and I get that. And I'm not gonna, I can't please everybody, but realistically, what I could do is listen to all the feedback people give. And
I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't think that you have bad intentions at all. You've definitely put a bunch of money into this shit, and you're trying your best, and I respect that, and I appreciate that, and I'm aware of that, right? But I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. I was getting DMs about bundled wallets. I was getting DMs about, they're funding their own project, so it goes lower for the VC to buy. I don't know what the fuck, but
No,
just a
bro.
bunch of people. I mean, literally. But listen, I was getting, over 10 DMs about this shit, and I still held and I still DCA'd because I believe, and I'm still here, by the way. So it's not like
Yeah.
whatever,
Sure,
bro. I personally think that most of the market is fucking manipulated to death. Okay. And if you guys had like 50 people that were holding most of the supply and basically controlled this chart, that's it is what it is. It's the market. It is what it is. I just hope that these people who sold come back in now, right? When people are down 20, 30x and lift this shit back up, because there's a lot of people that believe, there's a lot of people that held through the fire. I see these people in the chat every single day here fighting and talking well.
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
bro, we're killing it
supporting.
in
So
terms of that. You're right, bro. And look, that's the market is fucked up. There's a lot of shady shit that happens in the market, and one of the main reasons and one of the main things that we emphasize on is to be different from all that bullshit. And I mean, the FUD is always going to be there. Even the day one when we launched Shibadoge, you should have seen like the FUD was just through the roof. Like people FUD, bro. We can't control that. When things don't go people's way, they just go haywire on certain things. But no, we're not trying to drive the price down so the VC could buy. It's actually the complete opposite. I don't want the VC to buy at a low price. If they are going to buy, I want them to buy at a high price. I'm not going to give it with a project away to people. That's just not how I do things. But also, in addition to all that, bro, it's like you're right. The market is just in a fucked up place, and you're maybe 99.9% of the market is manipulated. And when I try to manipulate, I don't try to manipulate in the wrong way. I try to manipulate in a way that's going to positively impact our project. And by doing that, I mean, like, I did a buyback and burn, or I'll inject money and not even say anything, and obviously spend all the money on marketing and whatnot. We've always done that from day one. But also, I'll be 100% completely straight up. We worked with 60 plus influencers, right? 60 plus influencers and top tier KOLs for this project, and we bargained our way. We negotiated. We made sure we don't give out much supply or supply at all. Most of these KOL deals were done in stable, bro. Like I paid these people like cash out of my own pocket, and I was like, okay, if you guys want to buy the token, cool, then buy it. If not, I'm not giving you supply of the token because I know you guys are just gonna cheat it. But some of the people, like some of the tier ones, like I'm not going to give their names, bro. I don't want to dox people and then put their business out there. But some of the tier ones, that was non-negotiable for them. They were like, yo, we need to have tokens and whatnot. But we only gave out less than like 3% of the entire supply to KOLs. And to be honest, like most of them, or not 4%, I'm sorry. And to be honest, most of them didn't sell. Like most of them they held, but the ones that did, they took profits at like the all-time high, and kind of they were not responsible for the price going down, but they definitely didn't help the price go down, right? So there's that. The number one issue that I had, and I haven't talked about this today, is, and I should be talking about it. The number one issue that I had from the sell pressure was exchanges, bro. Believe it or not, these exchanges were the worst thing that could have happened for our project. I don't know what or who or how those exchanges work, but all the sell pressure that we were trying to like fight through during that first dip from like 30 to 25 or 50 to 30 or that way down, like we would pretty much nail everything back to exchanges, and there you can even find it now. Like I shared one transaction like a couple of days ago, and I took a screenshot of all the sells that L Bank and MEXC had in like a 3-day period, and these guys are manipulating the project. So another thing moving forward for like any of my future launches ever, I'm not ever going to be peer pressured into getting these garbage exchanges again. Like if they list us, I want them to just buy our project and list us. Like I'm not going to give them any supply and like money to just ruin my projects moving forward. Like especially MEXC, like I heard rumors before that they're like this. I just never had like firsthand experience. I was like, no way. Like, why wouldn't exchange dump tokens on somebody they just partnered with? Why would they do that? You know? So it didn't make sense to me. And then we got into a partnership.
They probably just thought the market. They probably just thought the market conditions were bad. So every time somebody'd buy, they'd just boom, 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 and kill them one by one.
But also, like if you know anything about market making, you could tell that they're just market making it as well. So they have enough money, they buy up enough of the supply, they raise the price up, and then they lock people in and take their they're fucked up, man. They're a really shady organization. Not just them, like all these exchanges. They know what they're doing. They just have enough money to be able to manipulate. And
as soon as that's why I'm not worried, because as soon as they recognize a bottom, they'll buy it up hard.
Exactly.
And put pressure on everybody else. Of course,
also, yeah. Also, like, you know, people were putting into Mexi, you know, people were buying on Dex and selling on Mexi, and that was getting sold too. So it was like we got a lot of Jeets attack this time, which is really unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was somebody that's out there that was really trying to take us down. But I guess my question, Leo, and then if you can answer this, is what percentage of supply is held by the team? Is that something you can share?
I'll get into that in just a second.
Okay.
That's a good question. But there's one thing that I want to talk about too, and this is one major thing that actually I don't think I've ever spoken about this. But this was one thing that really held us back, and I told myself I'm not going to speak on it because I didn't want there's like, so as big as crypto is and as many like people there are that come in and out of communities, at the end of the day it's a small world. It's a really small world. Like we all know each other, developers know each other, marketers know each other. You get what I'm saying? Like it's all the same people who are kind of like running the show in the background. Well, at least the people that we deal with. And we onboarded everybody, and we had this amazing group KOL chat. Everything was amazing. Everybody was talking, and then boom! All of a sudden, like after we hit 50 mil that first day, wake up, and everything is kind of silent. And I'm like, whoa! Why'd everyone just go silent? Like, why'd all these KOLs like overnight like not like share anything or like even just say hi or whatever? And then I got a call. I got a call from another developer that runs like a 400 mil plus project. Well, it was a 400 mil plus project on Solana, and he's a good friend of mine. He's all like, "Hey, I got to tell you what's happening." He's like, "Because no one else is going to tell you, and I got to be straight up. I got to tell you." He's like, "I'm in the Neiro, KOL chat, and everybody in there is pretty much kind of like saying." Nobody promotes Sato. Nobody promoted like they're direct competitors. It was fucked up, bro. And then like you get what I'm saying? Like them being like a $250-300 million token at the time, and they having like all that leverage to begin with. It's just like it's a screwed up thing to do. Obviously, like you know, it did cause a lot of the KOLs to kind of not post about us as much as they'd wanted to. But they got what's coming to them. Like you can't just do that, right? Like just, I don't know. I thought it was pretty messed up. And you know their market cap declining now is just a testament of the kind of people that have that project being ran. Like just a bunch of assholes that don't want to see other people win, man. And they saw us. They felt threatened, so they did what they did best and. Just kind of like told everyone like yeah man it's fucked up so that's a proven thing. I saw screenshots of that.
I noticed that as well. I noticed that chat slowed down a little bit, but at the end of the day, bro, we're the ones who building the society. We're the ones who
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need KOLs, bro. Like right now, as this is the way this society is growing, Bro, all the people the KL shield to are gonna be here anyways. We don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%,
Like,
100%, bro. And then I wanna talk about the question one of the gentlemen had about what kind of supply it looks like we control. We probably at this rate, I don't know the exact number, but at this point, I know exactly at launch we were able to buy up from the beginning about like 10 or 12%, and that went straight into market making, and we've never touched anything. It's all back and forth to generate volume, bro. I don't really care about owning bags in these projects. You just have to do what's necessary for making sure the projects have volume and making sure the projects can actually grow. But yeah, I honestly don't have any intention or care of owning my own tokens. Obviously, we have some, but we never touch our tokens. Like even in Shibadoge, when my tokens were worth almost $10 million a wallet, I didn't sell a single token. I've made my money, brother. My whole team has. Someone on our team is a top 50 Dogecoin wallet currently right now. I made more money than I'm willing to admit on Shiba Inu alone. Like, I'm okay with money. I'm good with money. I want to become, I'm gonna sound selfish, but I want to be a legend in the space, right? Like, and not because like, I don't want to sound like a narcissist or anything. It's just something that like I like, right? Like, I think it would be cool to be known as like somebody in the space. Like, 10 years, 20 years from now, people are remembering you for bringing to life a project that, whether it's this project or the next or one of the first ones that we did, that stood the test of time and became like one of the greatest projects. So that's what I do it for. And I just sometimes like feel pressured because it's like, no matter how hard you try, you get the FUD. And all the great things people say is amazing, but then the FUD is like the only thing that stands out. So
Yeah, that's where like I feel like, our community, I think there's a slight disconnect that I think people need to understand, is that we have a dev that has financial capacity, right, to push this when time is right. But I think people are just sitting on that to happen at one point. And my wish is that more people will raid. There was a whole discussion, raid doesn't work, raid works, raid doesn't work, works. But I think at the end of the day, if we would just wait for, Leo and the team to push, nobody's going to remember the ticket.
Yeah, man. And it goes to my point is like, you get all of this praise and then all the FUD, and the FUD is what stands out to me. And I always remember what my dad used to say when I was a teenager. Like he would always tell me this thing, and I would crack up. It would be like the funniest thing he would ever say. Because I would like come home from school or whatever, and I would tell him, "Oh, I did this, I did that," and then like I got into trouble one time, and he said this to me. He was like, "Listen, if you build 100 bridges, you could be considered a builder of bridges, right? A bridge builder. But if you suck one cock, then you're not a bridge builder anymore. You're a cocksucker." And I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, that makes sense, but I don't want it to make sense. Like, it's weird. It's a weird analogy, but that's what it is. It's like you could do 100 great things, and the only thing that stands out that your mind will focus on is the one fucked up thing, right? So when FUD comes in and you look at that, that's the only thing that you're focused on. You're like, oh my god, why do these people feel this way about me or about the project? And you just you hyper focus on that, and I can't do that anymore. Like I don't have the energy to like focus on FUD, because I know deep down personally, like, and anybody who knows me and anybody who's been here from however long they have been, like, we do things in our own certain fashion, in our own certain way always, and we never deviate from that. We always just like stick to our plan. And that FUD's going to be there no matter what. Like whether you do 100% of things right, or whether you do 90% of things right, or whether you do 10% of it right, like you're always going to deal with it. So it's just part of this game at this point. It's just I still let it bother me just because sometimes I'll read things whether they're true or not, and I'll sympathize with people, and that's just because I care. Like if I didn't care, I'd be completely off the grid and not addressing or talking to people or whatever. And yeah.
Well, let me throw this out there, Leo, and I think we had this conversation a couple of days ago as well in the VC. When it comes to energy, it's a two-way street. Dev groups feed off the community feeds off the devs. So if we're sitting there rocking it out, energy is ridiculously high, things are pouring in, everyone's getting excited. That translates right to your jock, man. Like you're right in there like Flynn, right? And then people need to understand that is that transfer. It's transference. It's addictive on both ends of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you sit there and you watch devs just go off. Like I remember in like 2019, 2020, you'd be watching devs literally hard code, go, and you're literally watching this shit smack out as they're doing it, and literally knocking off their bucket list as they're talking to people in the VC and people. The energy was insane. And when you watch those and you get to be part of an, I don't use the term entity such as that, it's an aphrodisiac actually, but it works. It's a two-way street with that, right? Like let's be frank about it. If people are fighting in this chat all the time, and when marketing, when dev, when this, when that, it's like, well, fuck off. Go bite a pillow, man. Like, where's your incentive to want to come in? There is no incentive. It's a two-way street with things, and people really need to understand that. To what you said earlier, I think everybody now is getting the key impression of. I'm going to use the term. I'm not even going to use Cole, man. We'll say maybe influencer loosely. They don't hold the same weight they used to. Community is everything. Look at Shib, look at Doge, look at Floki, look at all of them. That when you had Ryoshi, look how often you would always see Ryoshi in the background at times, but in times he was almost like he was absent, but he was never absent. His whole ethos behind that is that this is community, man. This is you. This is all about you. I'm just here to help you and help get you on the path when you have kind of.
It's 100% true, because this is what I talk to about Peter all the time. My partner Peter. I said, imagine if we get to a point where I don't have to be in the chat every single day to make sure that the projects are successful. Imagine like if the community is so strong where I know like the projects are going to do its thing, and I can go into the background and keep making all these deals that I make with people, influencers, organizations, whatever, to make sure that the project can flourish and kind of like grow. Rather, that's not the case sometimes, because most of the time, especially in the crucial times, like during like the parts where we're like peaking at our all-time highs or whatever, I have no choice but to be like, hey, I need to be on top of the community. I have to be in here. I have to be organizing this. I have to be organizing that. Roof helps me a lot with that though now. Roof takes care of a lot of the rating. He takes care of a lot of like management. So I am able to make more of those things happen.
Behind the scenes plays.
Behind the scenes plays, exactly. And that's how people grow, man. Because if I was in here all the time, 100% of my time, what is going to be getting done like in the background? Like, let's be real, what's going to be getting done? Nothing. Nothing is going to be getting done. So
but that's one of the biggest ones in this space is that our again, we had, what was that, Roof, 2-hour discussion on all of this. And it even relayed into the behavioral and the landscape change of this marketplace. You come from a time, Roof comes from a time, a handful of us come from a time where you could sleep on the bag. Community was everything. You didn't have to handhold so much, and things were volatile, but not to this extent. And it's almost like fucking gospel, man. Trying to get that word out and get people to change, because there's been so much scam in the space that when you run into a project like this, where it's legitimate, you're not going to have something that is more progressive, forward thinking, and honest. And people they're still looking for where's the scam? It's like, man, like, take it for face value for what it is. You've got a team that doesn't need your fucking money. They don't care about the money. This is all about a legacy. And when we want to take this particular project, for example, stand back and take a look at absolutely everything. I said, like, do you have any idea how much work it would have taken to actually put all of this together, to actually think of all the dynamic pieces of how this could look and how you would market it and get it out there and how you get people to actually believe in what you're doing? I said, the amount of work is exhausting. Yes, you have no fucking idea. And I said, at the end of the day, I said, do you want to know what the funny thing with all of this is? I said, you actually have a dev group that could literally take, with their combined net worth, could turn around and turn this into a mid 8 to 9 figure project on their own and don't even need you. What are the two things I've always asked for? Hold your bag and just support. That's all I need from you. I need nothing else. And if people are paying attention to this VC and listening back to the earlier stages of the VC that you onboarded, you're right. You have to see things at certain progressive market cap stages. It's money, man. It's a money machine, and people need to see an ROI in what they're dumping in, just like any of us. Except what you guys are playing with a lot bigger buckets of money than the 95% of the investors in here are, and will probably ever play with. So they need to understand it's a very different ball game. KOLs are a different ball game. People of influence are different. It depends, obviously, as you know, what tier. And people need to understand, yeah, these VCs, just because you onboard a VC doesn't mean it's like I dream of fucking genie, man, and it happens tomorrow. These things take time to work. And, you know, I in some ways, Leo, my heart really goes out for you and the team, because I can see the amount of time and energy that you've put into this. It's exasperating, probably to say the least. And your ask has been more than realistic. And I can only imagine sometimes the pressure you guys feel of being deflated, going like, what the fuck, man? I literally handed you Zeus on a fucking platter and you spit in my face. That's how it feels. And people have to understand, that's how it feels. Because if I were to look at it, that's exactly how I would feel looking at the chart right now. It has nothing to do with your core group. It has everything to do with the mentality. So if I myself, the reason why I'm still around is because I actually believe in this project. I believe in what you're trying to do. I've seen the steps that you've taken thus far. People have tried to already call it a scam. I'm like, really? So you plan an event in Salt Lake City, Utah for September 6th where all the faces and names are there, and you fucking think that's a scam? Like, man, pull your head out of your ass, man.
Yeah, and the only reason people are like that is because the space has trained them to be that way. Like, there's just been so, like, people are just scarred, right? Like, and I get it, man. Which is why we're trying to do everything why we do the way that we do it, is so that we could create that safe space. And you're right, like it is exhausting looking at things and being like, hey, we did all this, we put all this work together and it looked perfect, it looked like it's never going to be stopped, that day one chart was just beautiful, and then we wake up the next day and it's just an uphill battle from that point on. And yeah, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating because, you know, we do put a lot of work into it, and we never come out here and say like, feel bad for us, or, you know, like, oh, poor Leo, he had to stay up 2 days working. Like, no, man, like, I don't give a shit about any of that. Like, I just want people to like hold our projects sometimes so that they can like grow, man. It's like, fuck, like, we do so well in the beginning, like so well, like we could, once we just break through to that next leg, it's game over. Like, we just need to break through to that next leg.
This is an eye opener that everybody in this fucking VC needs to understand. You mentioned there's another project that literally went through the same shit and is going through the same shit that Sato's going through right now. And the difference is I get the chance to get to see the other side of the looking glass, much like you are socializing right now. So everything that you're saying, if anybody thinks Leo is full of shit, no, he's not at all. And I'm not saying he's ever offered any reason to distrust, but people do not understand how dark crypto is and the shit that goes on in behind the fucking scenes. And you take a look, Bra is a prime example of that. There's another prime. Was I invested in that? Yeah, I am. I still am. I'm not fucking selling shit. But the premise I'm trying to get at is I hope people are opening their eyes to understand that a KOL, and I'll use the word KOL, are there to be a person of guidance, not a person that you hang off their fucking jock and invest in everything that they invest in. It's like, hey, I found this. This is pretty cool. Blah, 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 blah. And you move on. But people literally ride the jock of every fucking tier one. They can't figure out why they get fucked over, so forth and so forth. And so now you're getting a taste of what's happening. And this is what they've done to Sato. This is what they did to Bra. There's 4 others in the last 3 days they've done this.
Yep.
And so if you want to sit there and literally jam your dick in the KOL's fucking ass, this is the project to do it on, or one of a handful of them to do it.
Easy, bro. We're live on YouTube, but
Nah,
Well,
it's fine, bro.
whatever, man.
We're grown-ups, man.
It's one of those things.
It's true,
where at the end
though.
of the day,
It's
man,
true, though.
It's true,
It's true,
it's
though.
true.
Everybody's pumping their bag.
People have to
Everybody
quit
pumps their
pacifying
bags.
and hitting feelings. Like, the reality of it is, when people have to start using dialogue like that, it's because they're frustrated. They're tired of it, and it is time for a change. And I actually honestly hope anybody who's actually listening to this wants to be part of making that change, because the only reason why KOL has the power that they do is because the people give it to them. So when you stop giving it to them, they don't have the power anymore. Now, is there pain that goes with that? Short answer is yeah, there is. There's going to be some financial pain, because they're going to sit there and do probably some stuff that you don't like too much. But take the power back, right? You got a wicked team here who's willing to stand behind what they do 1,000%. They've got the financial and monetary means to completely drive this as far as the community wants it to go. You just need there to be there to support, be respectful towards everybody that you're shilling or representing the team, man. The asks are really elementary. And you know what? It's the core of what crypto used to be. Crypto's lost its meaning, man. It's been more about monetary than it was the culture now, I find. And it's more, it seems to be, money is the root of evil. It really is. And
it really, really is, bro. And one thing I want to bring this up, Roof knows this because I think I've talked to him about it, but during our like second or third day when the price was already dipping, there was one specific KOL who wasn't following the sell rules. And I like noticed, I was like, yo, this guy probably needs money or whatever. Like, he's just not following the sell rules. Like, the sell rule was don't sell more than this amount per day. Like, if you're a KOL, don't sell more than this amount per day because we don't want you to hurt the market cap. Dude, I reach out to this guy. I'm like, bro, you're not following the rules, right? Like, we don't want you to like keep hurting the project. So I'm just going to send you $10,000. Here's $10,000 of ETH. I'm sending it to you. Stop selling your bag. Don't touch your bag, please. You need money? Here's money. Okay, cool. Yeah, please send me the money. I won't sell anymore. Guess what? Next 24 hours, dude's starting selling again. There's no honor in this shit. Like, this is why I hate working with KOLs. Like, if I were to give anybody in this call $10,000, that would probably change their life. And it would, but these KOLs, they're so entitled and they don't care, man. They just don't give a shit.
yeah, and I saw the screenshots of the convo as well. You was having with him. He showed me all the screenshots. So like, Leo is not bullshitting, man. He sent the guy 10K to stop selling, just to follow the rules, and not even stop selling, just follow the flipping rules. That's it. And he said yes, and he still selling.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's fucked up, bro. This is why, like, you have to take things into your own hands, and this is why the society is a thing, so that we can have a community of people that doesn't have to rely on the outside douchebags to make you viral, right? Like, if we're big enough, then people will come to us every single time, no matter what.
So Leo, can I?
100%. You know what? I think you're on the right path to doing it, my man. I think you're going to gain a lot of traction. This can only sustain for so long, and then there's going to have to be a change. And I hope the people that are listening, man, they're really taking all this in, because you've actually got people that are socializing right now. It's not like they've been in the space for like 6 months, man. They've been in it for years, and they've seen the different landscape shifts. And you know what? I believe that this is a land of potential for anybody. Unfortunately, right now, the playing field is just not. It's not a level.
It's not a fair play. Right, yeah, it's not level at all. It's not at all. Guys, let's take one more question. I think Shiba had one more thing, and I got to get going. I have another couple of things, like family-wise, I have to take care of today. So we've been on for 2 hours. I know we didn't do the giveaway thing yet. We just talked for too long. So we'll do that like tomorrow or the next day or something, but we'll do that at some point this week.
Yeah, so it's probably a bad question to ask at the very end, but one of the things that I was like really wondering is, there's a lot of like 3 million or 4 million wallets in the top like 50 to 100. Do you guys know who that is? Because that's really,
see.
because they're holding. I mean,
So a lot of the top wallets are, believe it or not, KOLs, man. Let me see. I'm
like if
honestly
I
not like.
trace through, it looks like it came from very, very early transactions that splits into it. I'm not doubting anything. I'm just, that's something, a lot of people look at. So I just want to clear the air for
Yeah,
everybody.
I know.
that's
I know.
on here.
Like us personally, we bought up about like 10% from the very beginning, 10 to 12%.
Right.
So I don't even know which wallets those are by heart. I have to look into our own thing.
Mhm.
But realistically, they're. Hold on, let me pull them up and I'll tell you.
I think yeah, I mean,
So specifically, which wallets were you talking about? I have
in general, like from
Etherscan
top
open now.
50, in just general, like top 50 all the way down to like, so he starts from like, oh no, actually not even now, like 16, top number 16, all the way down to like, I don't know, God knows, 100, 150. They all have like even numbers, like 4199450, like not even decimals. And there's one on 65, but they're all like that. So I think that I've got a lot of DMs
Gotcha.
about it. It's like, who are these? Your number guy,
Yeah, I'm
you
looking
can-
at them now too, and it just looks like they're pretty much people who've just bought and not sold, and some
because
have
they
been
they
transferred
come
into.
from very, very early transactions, like before, maybe it's like before launch. And I was wondering if anybody sniped them before you were able to drop CA. And if that's the case, like, why did they even hold it till now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
So-
look, I mean, as soon as you like add liquidity to a token, transactions start coming in, like whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not only to a point where it's like, hey, wait for Leo to drop the transaction. I mean, the contract in Telegram, and then you're able to buy. Like if people find out and they buy, they buy. I know Banana
I
Bot
was actually
or
looking for
Banana
a
Gun.
dog name that gets dropped and try to look for it to buy it, but you totally caught me off guard with the Sato. But
Yeah,
you say it was
I mean,
dog meta, so I was like,
I know there are a lot of bots that just buy based off of liquidity pool injection, and especially when you don't have like the LP, we only put like half an ETH in LP in the beginning of this project. So anybody who bought like even $100 or $30 or $40 worth in the very beginning, like with half a ETH in LP, like they got a very large position. So there was a reason why we put half a ETH. Go ahead.
You have 99% tax though before that.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter because as soon as you turn the tax off, so I don't know if you've ever used Banana Gun or if you use Maestro or whatever, but they have certain parameters where it'll be like, okay, if tax is this percentage, don't buy. As soon as tax gets changed to a certain percentage, front run a transaction. So these bots, bro, it doesn't matter what you do. Like at this point, like these bots are crazy, which is why part of the reason why I'm creating one is so that we could give our community a fucking like advantage over other people too, because at the end of the day, it's like if everybody has this kind of like tools to their arsenal, then why not make it fair for everyone in our community as well? But yeah, I mean, look, in a lot of cases, like it could be people with good intentions, it could be people with bad intentions. You don't know until it all plays out. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because if one guy who bought a nice bag decides to dump his entire bag, if you have a good project and your project has legs, then it doesn't matter. That dip gets eaten and that seller gets wrecked, and you're already off to the horizon, So,
bro, if you didn't sell at 50 mil, I think we're okay, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Like, am I supposed to feel stupid for buying at launch and then not sell it, at the top and just keep buying?
So look, me personally, to my friends, like my actual like real life friends that were calling me the day that we launched, they were calling me. They were like, "When should I buy?" Because obviously these guys don't they're not in Telegram. They're not like how we are, all crypto savvy and whatnot. They're like, "When should I buy?" I'm like, "Bro, like I'm looking at the chart. It's at like 4 or 5 mil on the day of launch. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, just wait for the first dip. And they're like, okay. I'm like, just wait for the first dip. It's gonna dip. Like, you know, these projects always dip. Like they start off and then people take profits and then it dips. Dude, it didn't fucking dip. It just went fucking straight up to 50 mil. Like these guys are like calling me. They're like, bro, like, what are we buying or like what's going? I'm like, honestly, I don't know what to
Leo,
tell you. Like, I've never.
This is the
seen this
perfect
shit.
time, Leo. Leo, this is the
Yeah.
perfect time to make those calls.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Actually, yeah, you should call your friends to buy now. Yeah.
Well, the thing is
Yep.
that a lot of them have already they've already bought, man. But yeah,
Tell
I mean
them
that's
the
not the point.
DCA.
The point I was trying to make was like I didn't even see it coming the way that it did. Like I honestly not in 100 years I would have expected to hit 50 mil in less than 24 hours. Like sure, I know it's possible, but that's not what I expected. I expected 10, 20, whatever, you know? But we went straight to 50 without seeing a single dip, which is absolutely insane, man. Just goes to show you, like, our launches are good. It's just staying up is our biggest issue. And once we crack that, like, who's going to stop us?
I think now's the time to push, bro. I think now's the time. Now that we've reversed and we've come down, Jeets are out. Now's the time to reverse it and push it back up.
Yeah,
You know,
Ruth, let's
this-
work together on raiding because I definitely want to help out on attacking that woman, not attacking, tackling that woman.
Yeah,
getting
bro.
her
Send
attention.
me some of your just DM me with some of the translations of what you're saying, and we'll hit him. You know. I was gonna say, like, now that it's at like 1.1, 1.2, this is where everyone should just come in now, man. The whole community, don't let yourself get scared. Just hold the flipping line and let's raid. Let's raid. It's not Dev's job to take it up from you. It's our job, the community. If we all work together, I'm telling you, like, in a month's time, I'm sure if we hold and push it and DCA and buy and raid, we'll be able to push this up. And then I'm gonna go to Leo and the devs. I'm gonna say, yo, it's time for you guys to come in, man. Where's the money? Drop the ETH, drop the trending, drop everything. You know what I mean? And I know Leo will do it anyways, man. He does it every time. So let's keep pushing, guys. That's what I'm gonna say.
I think
Yes,
buying
sir.
the tokens is a better idea than doing trending for now.
Guys, I'm sorry, but you guys could keep the conversation going. I'm going to be running late to something that I have to do. I have to go meet up with some family members and stuff of that nature at 6 my time, and that's in 20 minutes from now. So, guys,
Thank you,
I'm going to
Leo.
leave you guys here. You guys can keep the conversation going. I'll definitely be back this week. We still have to do the giveaway. I haven't forgotten about that. We just talked for longer than expected, so I'm not gonna have time to do that today. But thank you guys, everybody, for joining in. If you missed most of this, I would recommend listening to it because I think we did have some great discussions today, better discussions than we've had in a pretty long time, and honestly necessary discussions that we needed to have. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me today and joining us as a community. And we're always here, man. Like whether you guys feel like good or bad about it, I'm here. I'm gonna stick around here because this is the only place, this is the only thing that I know at this point. Like I've spent so much time in this community and in crypto where I just enjoy doing it. I love it, and I'm not going anywhere. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you guys soon. I love you all. Peace.
Love, peace,
Thanks,
brother.
Leo.